我不愿意，因为我认定的父母就是我的养父养母，因为在我最需要父母的时候，他们没有出现。
但是你觉得，
而且就在一个镇上
，OK，
才几公里而已。
对，
为什么连看我都没有？
The above scene is chilling. After returning from studying abroad, the female PhD refused to acknowledge her biological parents. Her biological mother was holding her and crying with her face covered, constantly saying sorry. The biological parents, in order to be recognized by their daughter, prepared 500,000 yuan as tuition. But facing her mother's crying, Xiao Jingjing directly chose to ignore it. Her cold attitude made all the audience and the host on the scene feel chilling, and they all began to criticize her cold-bloodedness. The host and guests all tried to morally coerce Xiao Jingjing with persuasion, but facing the doubts, Xiao Jingjing just calmly narrated her abandoned life and her unfortunate fate. After hearing her story, everyone present was moved to tears, and then began to strongly support Xiao Jingjing's choice, and they all began to criticize her biological parents. So what kind of experience did Xiao Jingjing go through that made her refuse to recognize her parents? And why did her biological parents come to her again after abandoning her for many years? The story has to start with Xiao Jingjing's adoptive parents. The adoptive father, Xiao Chongyong, was a retired soldier, and the adoptive mother, Qi Chunlon, married him for love. Life after marriage was not wealthy, but fortunately the relationship between the two was good, and they had been living a simple life in an orderly way. Xiao Chongyong had always been working in a cotton mill, and his income was relatively stable. The two wanted to have a child, but as the years went by, Qi Chunlan's belly never moved. People of the same age around them already had children who could go out to buy soy sauce, so the couple became a bit anxious, and began to run between various hospitals. After some time, their wish to have a child still had no result, and instead, because of all kinds of treatments, her physical condition became worse and worse. Then in December, as usual, they accompanied the wife to the hospital for a checkup and medicine. In the cold wind, Xiao Chongyong tied up his wife's cotton coat, and the two leaned on each other on the way home. When they were almost home, they seemed to hear the sound of crying. Following the sound, they went to the side of a trash can. The two were stunned. Right in front of them was a baby, crying hoarsely in thin swaddling clothes. The couple hurriedly sent the child to the hospital. When they arrived, the child was already purple with cold. Later, with the help of the police, they still could not find the child's parents. The couple had no children, and they felt this child was a gift from heaven. So the two went through the procedures for the child and named her Jingjing.
怎么说呢？不是说我不愿意去接受他们，有感情的两个人仅仅因为生了我而牵在一起，而是觉得如果我真的相认之后，我会觉得很尴尬。
A baby girl abandoned shortly after birth. Her adoptive father supported her studies for a PhD by carrying gas tanks. Many years later, her biological parents brought 500,000 yuan to acknowledge her, but the girl resolutely chose to refuse. Xiao Chongyong and Qi Chunlon, after years of failing to have children, regarded the appearance of Xiao Jingjing as a gift from heaven. The couple treated Xiao Jingjing as their own biological daughter, and both of them worked even harder to earn money. Qi Chunlon, like any other mother, gave all her love to Xiao Jingjing without reservation. And Xiao Chongyong, like any other father, managed his work while also taking good care of the mother and daughter. Although it added considerable financial pressure, no matter how tight money was, they never neglected their daughter. They were not stingy at all, buying good milk powder for Jingjing, even asking people to buy goat milk for her, afraid her nutrition would fall behind. Xiao Jingjing grew up in full parental love. But in the year Xiao Jingjing went to primary school, Xiao Chongyong was laid off, and the family lost its only source of income. All the factories were laying off workers, jobs were hard to find, and since he had little education, he ended up pulling carts like migrant workers. But the income from that job kept getting less and less, so he switched to the job of replacing gas tanks. Although the work was dirty and tiring, it could at least sustain the family. Xiao Jingjing lived up to her parents' expectations at school, always an excellent student, praised by both teachers and parents. Everything should have been developing in a good direction, but misfortune always comes suddenly. In 2001, her mother Qi Chunlan's condition worsened, and the huge medical expenses weighed heavily on the family. But even worse, Qi Chunlan's illness was already incurable. Knowing her days were numbered, she made a huge decision. The mother called Xiao Jingjing to her bedside and told her about her background. Because Qi Chunlon believed that the child had the right to know her life story. Although she was very reluctant, she could not tie the child to herself for a lifetime. At first Xiao Jingjing was very shocked, but soon she reacted. She held her mother Qi Chunlan's hand and said, "I am your biological daughter, you will always be my parents." The daughter's heartfelt words moved the couple greatly, and the three of them hugged each other and cried bitterly. Heaven showed no mercy, and Qi Chunlon passed away, leaving only the father and daughter to depend on each other. Xiao Jingjing studied even harder, while Xiao Chongyong continued to carry gas tanks as always, to raise money for his daughter's tuition.
如果你认同，我们将视为一个善良的女人，原谅了不负责任的父母。
我不愿意，因为我认定的父母就是我的养父养。
Because of years of carrying gas tanks, Xiao Chongyong developed cervical and lumbar problems, often in pain and unable to sleep at night. But in front of his daughter, he always appeared strong, never showing any pain. But the father's dedication, the daughter always saw in her heart. However, Xiao Jingjing did not disappoint her father. In August 2005, Xiao Jingjing was admitted to a 985-key university with excellent grades, and was recommended for postgraduate study based on her outstanding performance. Jingjing knew that if her tuition and living expenses always relied on her father carrying gas tanks to earn money, it would be a heavy burden. She did not know how many more gas tanks her father would have to carry for her tuition. She secretly swore that after graduation she would definitely earn money to repay her father. Then one day in 2011, while Xiao Jingjing was packing for school, a sudden knock on the door broke the quiet life of the father and daughter. When Xiao Chongyong opened the door, a couple rushed in. Before father and daughter could say anything, the couple hugged Xiao Chongyong and cried, shouting words like, "My daughter, we missed you so much." Xiao Jingjing understood immediately that it was her biological parents who had come. But their sudden appearance brought only embarrassment and shock to her. Faced with this, Xiao Chongyong said nothing. The couple didn't care about Xiao Jingjing or Xiao Chongyang's reaction. They directly pulled Xiao Chongyong to the front and handed him a check for 500,000 yuan, saying they were grateful for his years of raising, but they were Xiao Jingjing's biological parents. This was 500,000 yuan tuition, now give the child back to us. Moreover, they even stated that they wanted Xiao Chongyong to cut off the father-daughter relationship with Xiao Jingjing. It was this sentence that once again deeply stabbed Xiao Jingjing's heart. She directly refused them and drove them out, angrily and firmly saying, "My name is Xiao Jingjing, my father's name is Xiao Chongyong, and my mother's name is Qi Chunlon." Later her elder sister Yong Chonglin contacted her, and the two sisters had a good relationship. Xiao Jingjing believed that when she was sent away, the decision was made by her biological parents and had nothing to do with her elder sister, so she should not blame her elder sister, and the two remained close. In 2015, her elder sister participated in a program called Zhonghua Mengxiong Xiu, and Xiao Jingjing received an invitation from her sister to participate in the family support session. But unexpectedly, her biological parents had already conspired with the program team, and they were waiting on the scene. They may have thought Xiao Jingjing would soften in front of many audiences and hosts, but to their surprise, she was still just as awkward and impatient. People present began to criticize Xiao Jingjing's coldness. But after she recounted her story, the people began to criticize her biological parents instead. But the explanation given by her biological parents was that when their business failed, they already had 3 daughters and were unable to raise another child. But they still wanted a son, so they painfully chose to abandon one child. When the truth was revealed, everyone was angry at the actions of the biological parents. And Xiao Jingjing directly stated that she was unwilling to accept her biological parents' request for recognition. People all shouted that it was satisfying.
如果你认同，我们将视为一个善良的女人，原谅了不负责任的父母。
我不愿意，因为我认定的父母就是我的养父养。
This story tells us, blood can give life, but only love can create a real family. When Jingjing was abandoned, her biological parents chose silence. But the ones who truly raised her were the father who carried gas tanks day and night, and the mother who protected her with her last breath. Now, the biological parents appear with money and tears, asking for forgiveness. But can money erase years of absence? Can a late apology replace a lifetime of sacrifice? Her refusal, though seemingly cold, is the clearest answer. Parents are not the ones who gave birth to you, but the ones who never gave up on you. So what do you think? Should Jingjing forgive her biological parents? Or is refusing them the only way to protect her dignity and repay the sacrifice of her father? Please leave your thoughts in the comments. I'm looking forward to hearing your voice. If you like this video, remember to like and subscribe. See you next time.